Hi everyone, today I'm going to have a go at Dungeon Crawler's base set game called Unbound. I've got everything all set up here and ready to go. I've got 80 dungeon cards and 80 crawler cards. I've got my 3 quests picked out. The Stars Align, Evil Has a Name, and the Den of Evil. Stars Align requires that I get a dungeon cost in play of 0, 1, 2, 3. Evil Has a Name means I need to get a unique character in the grave. This deck is randomized, so the only unique character that could be in here is Green Knee, but we'll see. He might not even be in there, which will make that quest impossible, but that's fine. Let's just play the game. And the Den of Evil means I need to get 30 characters in the grave. Keep in mind that the monsters in this game are characters, and the heroes in this game are adventurers. Okay, so there's a difference there. I've got my tokens over here on your right, and I've got my little playbook here with all the attributes I need to look up on the left. I usually don't have to look up, well, sometimes I have to look up a few, so I keep it handy. I've played the game a lot, so I'm familiar with some of it, most of it, but probably not all of it. It's a hard game to lock in all the terminology and all that sort of thing. So I'm hoping that the perspective here of my camera, it's actually a little GoPro, so that's why it looks like fisheye. And I'm hoping that it's not too cramped. I've tried to film this a few times already and realized that it is an awfully cramped picture, but hopefully it's not too busy that you can't enjoy it, and hopefully I'm able to cut down on the glare using these Scrabble card holders, as you'll see in a second as I make use of them. Okay, so what we need to do first is draw 5 cards for ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are crawler cards. Our crawler discard pile will be just over here, and our dungeon discard pile will be over here. So here's our 5 cards. Wood Shield, one of my favorites. Rapid Strike, that's pretty good too. It means you can do something quick on the offense. It has a cost of 3 skill. We'll get into that a little bit later as we play. Also, you notice that you can boost it with character attributes. So some cards have 2 effects on them. The top effect is sort of the basic effect, if you will, and the bottom effect is the boosted effect. And if you're able to match it with one of these symbols, you can boost it. Now, the symbols are down here in the corner. Here's our Barbarian Berserker, one of my players. She has an axe. And this boosts with the other warrior with the mace, and that's with the ranger, and neither of which I'm playing, so I can't boost Rapid Strike. I'm doing the Barbarian Berserker with 5 life, the Keldornan Cleric with 4, the Gypsy Thief with 3 life, and then the Wood Elf Wizard also with 3 life. The reason you're seeing the Barbarian Berserker and the Wizard Wood Elf is because obviously I've got a couple of delve packs, so this isn't just the base. I think it's the base quests I'm playing. In fact, hopefully these are actually pretty easy quests, but we may not play to the end anyway. But this, just so you know, some of you will recognize these 2 characters on the ends of the marching order as delve pack characters. So yeah, I might have enhanced my dungeon pack a little bit, but not much. And then, by the way, the dungeon cards are randomized, actually so much so that I don't even know if Green Knee's in there. I've got about twice as many dungeon cards, so there's about a 50-50 chance of that. And the crawler cards are built for this group of adventurers. Okay, so again, I've got more crawler cards than that, but I've taken out the ones I don't want. Very resourceful. I can boost that with the Thief, so I can lock a target dungeon card. And a 0, so that's pretty good. Flaming Fury, good offense. Oh, 2 Flaming Furies. So I like my hand, actually, so that's pretty good. Put that there, and now we need to draw our dungeon, our first dungeon. So we come to some ruins. Characters with stealth and such gain an advantage. Naga is a creature I see often, but I don't like too much. Okay, so you see here now, we're at a dungeon power of 4. The ruins have a power of 2, and the Naga has a power of 2. So we draw up, we can go to 5. And we put in play this lady, the recurring villain. Interesting card to receive right away, because although she's a 3-cost card, which might have actually helped with our stars align, it's not going to matter. You can see right away she's got that little black arrow there. That means it's a sort of a play right away type thing. Like before you draw more cards, you have to cope with or deal with this in some way. So I'm supposed to search for a character of cost 3 or higher life, or higher, that is, in the grave and restock them. Now, if none of them are available, then I restock this card, which is what I'm going to end up doing, because if I were to deal with that now, the grave is empty, there's no characters in there, so there's nothing can be done. So this shouldn't be too hard of a dungeon for our heroes to conquer. So the first thing we have to do is we have to look at this. Look at the stamina of the dungeon. So the Naga has a stamina. See, she has a 4-0 down there in the bottom corner, left corner. So the 4 is her strength that she would contribute to the dungeon, and the 0 is her stamina. So what she does is she will attack in a minute, but actually she's not really going to get the chance because I'm going to take her out fairly easily with a stamina of 0. She does enfeeble target X. Again, an interesting thing to have right away. Target X is calculated by taking the cost of the dungeon card that you can see in the discard pile, that is the grave. So if it was a 2, target X would be a +1. So target X is always +1, so it would be 2 + 1, 1, 2, 3. You know, so Gypsy Thief would be enfeebled, which would mean that the Gypsy Thief could not access these skills. See how he's got I think that's a skill bonus, all those 4 hands there. That means he can play up to 4 of those. He can boost up to 4 of those points, if you will. However, it's not going to matter. Or I shouldn't say it's not going to matter. It does matter. So the Naga, because there is no card here, I think target X is probably the Barbarian Berserker. So to enfeeble the Barbarian Berserker, I'm going to use this Scrabble tile. I've got my other pieces over there, but I don't think they show up really well. So I'm just going to place this Scrabble tile on the Barbarian Berserker to show that she is enfeebled, which means that her attributes, which are the equipment attributes, see the 3 treasure bags there, whatever they are, that means she cannot access those. So the most access we can get to equipment now becomes the cleric, so we can access 2. You see? That's what enfeeble means. Okay? So, the Naga has done that. The recurring villain has done her thing, which is nothing. The Naga has no stamina at all and no armor, so she doesn't add to her stamina. And the ruins, since the Naga is attacking us in the ruins, we are made aware they have a +2 power to characters and adventurers, so both the good guys and the bad guys, with stealth. And no stealth from the Naga. And ignore flight. Bonuses from attack with thrown or ranged are reduced to 0. So the Naga, although she does have a throw of +2, it's going to come to nothing. It would have come to nothing anyway, but again, I'm simply going to kill her. Now, I'd like to play a card just to show you what's going on, but you know, I've got some good cards here, so I don't want to, even though I'm going to have to discard one in a moment. So this is how a battle would happen. Basically, you just activate one of your characters. You have to. To attack, you have to activate at least one, and to defend, you have to activate at least one. And that counts for even playing a card. You can't just play a card, even if it's a magic spell or something. Something has to be activated if you're attacking or defending. So let's say the Barbarian Berserker runs into the Naga while going through the ruins, just about, you know, steps on her. She's kind of a snake type thing. And the Naga springs up out of nowhere, and she is enfeebled. Okay, I don't have to deactivate her, but she is enfeebled. So the Keldornan cleric steps from behind in the line, bam, puts 1 hit on the Naga. Here's our hit token right there. It actually says wound token on it, but it's incredibly hard to see. So put a hit on the Naga, and the Naga doesn't have any armor to defend that, so the Naga is right away dead. Discard pile. Put the wound back, and there's nothing else to deal with. You don't do anything with the recurring villain, because when she came out, her play immediately required that, and so the Naga doesn't count. So now we discard the ruins. The enfeeble itself comes off. Put that up there. Put the Keldornan cleric back into action. The recurring villain, we have to restock her, so we will do that. And once we've restocked her, I just have to give a little shuffle here. The dungeon is now reset. And I have to draw a card. I've got 5 cards. I'm supposed to have 5 in my hand, so I've got 5. And frankly, I like these 5, so it's unlikely. Yeah, it's unlikely I'm going to level up, or that's not the right word. But anyway, okay, so there's some chainmail armor. The only other armor I have is the wooden shield. The chainmail armor is actually better than the wood shield, so it costs more. The wood shield doesn't cost me anything. The chainmail armor costs me 2. I don't want to make any errors that way. 5 stamina. It's 4. See, I can boost this, so I'd get 4 stamina per attacker. I mean, I can boost this too. This is 6. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to keep the wood shield. So there you go. You draw up. Even if you have 5 cards, you draw 1, and then you must discard 1. You have to draw back to 5. So I have 5 in my hand. And let's have a look at our dungeon. Let me check my timer. Got a couple minutes left before I need to end it. Oops, wrong one. Draw from the dungeon. All right, so the Murky Swamp is a terrain card, so it has a time limit of 2. So I'm going to take 2 of these time tokens and place them on it. So characters and adventurers with stealth or ranged gain +2 power, and if you're an aquatic or amphibious, it's going to be a character, then you would gain stealth. So aquatic and amphibious are going to get a little bonus to their power. So there's 2 time tokens for the Murky Swamp. So that's a cost of 1, and we're building toward 5. Manticore, he's a toughie. He's a character of a power 3, so to speak. Be interesting if we get a 0 here. Oh, we did get a 0. Oh, see, if I get a 2, I'm gonna get the stars align. I'm gonna finish a quest. The Gravaxin, another monster to fight, but no play immediately types of things. Oh, I did get a 2. Wow. Awesome Blossom. Okay, that's really neat. So I did have questions about this, and I went on Board Game Geek and asked, because here I have the stars align. I've finished this quest because I've got dungeon cards. Let me pull it out. I've got dungeon cards in play that are costed, I guess, 0, 1. You probably can't see that because these are awfully dark cards, but 0, 1, 2, and 3. So here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3. Now my question on Board Game Geek was simply the idea that, okay, if I battle these guys, this whole thing's going to change, because in the book here there's a step where it actually says at this point yeah, I'm not going to find it right away, but anyway, but you check it to see if you've met any win or loss conditions. But maybe you're looking right at it, because I'm not, but I know it's right on that page in front of me somewhere. Yeah, but anyway, what it's essentially saying is, don't forget to check for win-loss conditions, because if I battle these guys, whether I win or lose, someone's going to be disappearing. Someone's going to be gone by the time I get to that step. So my question was, can I check for victories earlier? And the answer is yes. So in other words, I have fulfilled the quest. So the stars have aligned for me, and I'm done. I'm done with that quest. That's awesome. So one more quest, and I've won the game, essentially. Fun for me. All right, I've only got a few seconds left, so before I battle, this is going to be a good dungeon to battle. So those are some real basics that I've explained there. So why don't we just leave it at that, and I will come back to my hand, and I will come back to what is primarily the Manticore, because he's going to be tough, in a few minutes, and we'll see how this dungeon plays out. So thanks a lot for watching. If you have any comments or any recommendations, or I've done something wrong and messed up, just let me know, but it's pretty early. I don't think I've messed up. Anyway, see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Wilson. Bye for now.